What is going on, everybody? My fans, Peach Uncle Jamin coming at you, and we are here. We're back in Hollywood with Law, my favorite variant of the deck. But there is different variants you can run of Hollywood Law that I believe are all work, and I'll go over a couple of them here. But I'm doing, I feel like the maximum film edition to start things off with. We have Saga in here, film searchable 2K, and if need be, if you want to play like aggressive with Saga's ability with one gives him another, so he's a 7K attacker, and then at the end of your turn you trash one. Ideally, I mean, you can kind of pivot. If you're going for an end game, then it's fine going for it, but ideally if you play the search and then drop Saga, you can then get KO the search there to buff this up. Go from there. Shariah, again, Shariah is just a clutch card against so many decks. Shariah just straight wins you the game, and just kind of wanting to test out Uta here, but honestly, depending on your environment, if you're playing Yamato, and then especially in the future when the three brothers drop, if you're playing a lot of those, you definitely are going to want to run 4 of Shariah, because Shariah wins against, just straight up wins you the game against Yamato, and against like the future like three brothers and stuff like that. And also, too, depending on your environment, wins you against the 6K leaders. So, Whitebeard, RP Luffy, like Shariah is just the do-it-all card. Because, again, Shariah not only when blocking becomes the power of your opponent's leader, when you're attacking, does as well. So, if you're going up against Whitebeard, RP Luffy, you can use Shariah to attack, and he's attacking for 6K, which is nuts. So, if you're facing any of those decks in your locals against your friends, default, I feel like Shariah 4. If not, for me, if you're playing against, again, because we have to deal with Sakazuki for till the summer and into June, I feel like running 3. So if you're still playing, if there's a lot of Sakazukis in the removal decks in your area, I feel like probably 3 is your number of Shariah, because again, it's still good. It's still a blocker, and it's still something they have to use resources to get rid of, but with it being 3, it's a lot easier for them to get rid of, especially in Sakazuki's case, because they can just use the leader attack and drop it down to 2, which puts them into range. So if that is, again, my guide to, might try to make like a more in-depth explanation of all this, but yeah, my guide to RP Law is just, you have to kind of analyze your environment, who you're playing, and like the numbers of like the decks you're playing and stuff like that. And obviously if you're playing more removal Sakazuki, you want more 4 costs, just because it puts more stress on their resources. But for me, I feel like this is a decent balance, because we have Zoro, and Shariah is just, it's just such a pivotal card in so many matchups now. Besides that, still got the 6 of these. Promo Law for me in the Hollywood version is great, because if you go second and have this in hand, it's like beautiful, because normally your opponent's not going to have anything higher than 5K when you're going second, if they even have anything out. So if they do that, being able to just drop this, remove something, and then bring in ideally the boys on your turn is pretty cool. But besides that, same kind of structure. You kind of want to start out a little slow and up into Kid, and then you just can go flat out from there. And then, yeah, we have Uta in here. But the reason why I feel like there's different versions of Hollywood Law you can run, it just kind of depends on your comfortability with the search percentages, I think. So we have, like, these are all the film that we have right now, which is sitting at a good old, like, what, 23? Because, yeah, we have 12, 16, 20, and 23. So for me, when I calculate stuff for the searches, so the 5 cards, I use like just the hyper geometric like calculator for like to break that down, and the minimum, at least for me, where I feel comfortable is like 90%. So for 90% hit rate, you need like 18 film cards for searchable. But obviously, just kind of be like sort of aware during the game, depending on when and where you play this. If you already have a bunch of film cards in hand or in trash, then your percentages may change. And vice versa, like if you're not seeing film, then obviously your percentages are going to go up. But for me, that's where I feel like you could also, depending on your area and stuff, you could swap Saga for Kamazo. Kamazo is, again, very strong. Again, if you're playing a lot of green, again, Yamato, if you bring in Kamazo, I feel like that's very, very good because Kamazo gets rid of the pesky searchers, and also against Sakazuki, the reason why I love Kamazo personally is you can clear brand new and Tashigi, and those are like the new turn 1 plays for Sakazuki. And the reason why I love getting rid of those cards often and still being able to kind of clear their board, because Sakazuki has so many combos where they can drop Hound Blaze on now Tashigi, the Tashigi search or the brand new search, and then still attack you twice. In early game, that can be problematic, especially since we're in kind of like a battle of attrition, and since Sakazuki just has more resources than us, which makes it feel like you could easily switch this out for Kamazo if that is your situation, again, in your environment. And like sort of the flip side of that as well, depending on what you got going on, you could swap out Uta for like the blocker law if you're playing against a lot of like green or even yellow. Like again, blocker law, being able to get rid of 2 cards from green and yellow, like your NLs, your Katakuris, stuff like that, and like being able to take away their cards from stalling you out. So for me, both stacks of these 3 are what you could switch out. But again, my overall guide to deck building for RP Law is you just got to analyze your environment and try to just build around that. Go for like the sort of the anti-build to whatever you're kind of playing against. And if you're interested in running the Hollywood version, these are, for me, I think the 2 flex spots that you could easily just switch out for either of those cards. Like if you can't get Uta's, just the blocker law works fine. And then same, or if you want to swap out Saga for Kamazo, like feel free, because it still puts you with the 2Ks. So we have 2Ks with the Kama, 2K of Saga, 2K with our search, and the boys are 2K. Which again, depending on how you play, the optimal sort of thing. If you're able to drop, honestly, if you drop 8 and able to go to the boys, that's absolutely massive, especially if you're going second, because then that puts you at 6 for turn 3, and that guarantees you can drop Kid if you have Kid, and then you'll still have 1 Don, so you can use it for any of our power reducing, which is, for me, I think the setup you want, and it will just straight up kind of win you a lot of games if you're able to do that. If you're going second, obviously going first, turn 2 we want to attack for like the 8K, unless you're playing like Reiju, then I feel like you can just easily minus the 3 down to keep just cripple their deck. Or if you want to play like super aggro, depending on what you have, you could do that too. But that's the risky play. But yeah, that is Hollywood intro. I'm definitely, again, we'll have the different versions coming at some point with all this. Definitely want to swap out these 2 because I personally like Kamazo. So for my like personal deck, I'll probably drop Saga for Kamazo, just because I like. If you need to play Kamazo, it sort of helps you, like, again, clear the field, and then your opponent has to make sure they use resources on, potentially on Kamazo, depending, again, who you're playing, versus, like, any of our other cards that we may have out. But besides that, with Sakazuki sticking around, I think you have to go for the cards that have on-play ability versus the when attacking, which is a bit frustrating because it sort of limits our options. But yeah, the only when attacking one is that we have in this build is Beppo here, which is just because he has on play as well. And in the Sakazuki matchup, you're only going to get him for the on play because they will immediately like remove him. So yeah, unfortunately, again, with Sakazuki sticking around for another 3 months, yeah, I think you just have to prioritize having the on play abilities, which is a little frustrating. But again, based on your environment, if people are going to move away from Sakazuki, then you can definitely change things up a little bit with some different cards and stuff like that. But yeah, this will be enough yapping out of me for the beginning here. Jump into a few games, and then hopefully, not exactly sure when this will be up, but once everything gets going, I'm definitely going to try to grind out some other stuff, different versions of Law, see what we can do, and see how far we can kind of push this deck on here and to all of our capabilities and stuff for this OP06. While we're kind of, again, we take I feel like a decent step forward, but overall, with Sakazuki sticking around, we're still kind of behind Sakazuki just because they have so many new resources that just allow them to kind of outpace us if they're able to hit. But see how it goes, though. See how things play out. Obviously, too, I don't know, Law still gets better. It'll be our year later on, which is great. Again, when the extra booster set drops in May, I feel confident playing anybody. I'm not going to lie. I think we can beat anyone, regardless if Sakazuki's there or not. And then later on in the year, the 7th set drops, we get that Sanji. It's going to be very, very cool. It's going to be a great year, especially for this deck overall. And yeah, super excited to jump in. But yeah, crazy, a lot of yapping out of me in this intro. And let's jump into some games and we'll break things down. Okay, we got some Sakazuki action, which is going to be a very annoying, tough matchup since Sakazuki is going to be around for the next 3 more months for us since with everything going on. They're just attacking us with 8k. All right, we'll take that. That's actually, I feel like out of all the options, maybe the best. So how do we want to go about this? So they're at 3. If I drop Ain, it gets to 5. That could then power move into Beppo as well, because it'd go down to 3, and then we'd be able to do... Actually, no, just go into the boys. That way we can maximize things. So, alright, let's attack them 5 and 5. So if I get kids set up the turn after, we at least have a chance. Since luckily they didn't get either search somehow, which is what we'll take. So, alright, they take the hit there. I'm going to drop Ain to get us to 5, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, bring in the boys, get us back to 4. So that is pretty much like the optimal play, I feel like. Because we're going to be at 6 next turn, so I can drop Kid, and then we already have a Gordon, so I can then use Buena right now as a potential counter if we need to. But again, we'll see. They got 8 cards in hand. A lot of shenanigans they can do now with the Murakumo. Yeah, there's Great Eruption. So yeah, Great Eruption gets banned in the future, but until now we have to deal with it. And yeah, Great Eruption is just such a strong card because of like everything they can do with it. They have 4. I'm going to we'll take this one. Okay, we get Ray just to play things a little safe, and then they're dropping Robert. Alright, well, luckily they only get rid of 1 off the Robert play though, so we'll take that. That's actually pretty good. How do I want to go about this then? I could swing. So we're dropping Kid. We can bring in the boys again, which is actually massive. We have, alright, so we got to Gordo this man out of here so they can't recycle. And then we'll throw down Kid, which is good. Then we'll go 3, get rid of that, bring in the boys. So we get 1 back. So I'll attack with, we'll launch a 5. Alright, and then launch a 6 on him. Now I gotta play some defense here. So if we can keep this up, we may have a chance. But we'll see. So again, Sakazuki just they really have it all. Not gonna lie, and yeah, Ice Age. Oh no, they trashed Ice Age. Okay, well, that's interesting. So they're at 7. Obviously, too, they have Moria now, which makes them super, super strong. So, alright, there's the Hina play. So, they get rid of Kid here. And then they got another Robert. Alright. So, at least I only get rid of 1, though. So, that's what's pretty big. No. I have to sack someone here. Guess we'll get rid of this guy. We got to keep both of these up. Alright, so I grabbed that. I'm going to drop our search to try to grab... Dang, I was hoping for a Gordon. We do not get the Gordon, but we do have Zora. We can make a play here as well. Leaves me with 3. Actually, no, we're at 5. So wait, I'm at 8. Oh man, I can't do that. That's the bit of the problem there. Is us being at 8 and them being at 7. So I guess I swing at them. Or, if I drop this now to get us up 1, and then I go down. Well, the problem is, yeah, I wouldn't be able to bring anything. So I gotta bring in, I think we gotta make the Zoro play on this one. So I'm just gonna do, let's attack, see if we can at least burn them out of stuff in hand. So we get rid of that. Alright. And then attack him again. Okay, get rid of another 2k. Alrighty, and then I'll attack him again. Okay, so we hit him once there. So do I make we make a Zoro play? Because I'm at 8. Trying to select a card to trash. They're playing the Trigger of Great Eruption. Okay, that's annoying. Well, I was gonna drop this anyways. Well, potentially bring it in, but I could just bring in Beppo here. So yeah, we'll trash Ain. So I'm at 8. I'd go down to 5, and I could bring this and this in. So let's push it here. Why not? Do a 6 on 5. Okay, so that's kind of nice. So we'll do that. We'll bring in Ray, get 2 more cards. Alright. So it's pretty much come down to this. I have a 2k. We just have to block some stuff here. And then it depends on if they get a blocker up, honestly. So if they have Moria, they're going to bring out some shenanigans probably. But at the very least, I can block. Because we have a 2k. I can block stuff. It just, we'll see. It'll be close. So no blocker. I'll do the Uta. Keep that up. And then no. So they're doing cost on him. Cost -1. Let's just do that. Let's make him have to waste resources. At the very least here. Because again, the more hitters we can keep up, they're only at 1 life, so if they don't get multiple blockers up, we at least have a chance. But again, I need a Gordon or a Max, I think, to kind of make this a sure thing. Because they're keeping all this up, so I'm assuming they're playing Moria. But if they do that, luckily they only can play Rebecca and Branu. And with that, Rebecca we can get out just off the rip, which is cool. But besides that, everyone else is a bit of an issue. So, do I make the play? So they have 8. Let's go for it. Keep them up. I know what the play is. They're staying at 8. They're dropping Moria. They don't have anyone in the trash to be able to remove anyone. Alright, so yeah, saw that coming. So Rebecca, Branu. And see what they get from Branu. We'll have to pay attention to that. But I pretty much can go for the game, I think, because they're only at 2 cards. I have 5 attacks. So we can just kind of do that. I can just get rid of Rebecca off the rip. And then if we draw somehow another Zoro, then we super win. That'd be sick. So they're grabbing a 2k for Virgo, which is fine. All I think I have to do really is remove this, and then they only have 4 cards in hand. They'll get 5. Literally, yeah, we should be okay. So get rid of that. Yeah, I'll just launch 5 at them. Because again, they have to burn in cards here. So we get rid of that. I'll do another 5. So we get them down to 2 cards here. And then we'll do 1/6. Alright, and then, yeah. They wouldn't have had the resources. I was just probably going to attack. I could have just did 5s, I think, and then kept the 9 at the end. Because they would have been, probably been the smarter thing. Just because playing the numbers there. But, yeah, there is being able to beat Sakazuki, but I don't know. not fun playing Sakazuki, I feel like, because I don't know, Sakazuki, you have to hope they just like get unlucky to be able to, I feel like, have a shot against them, because they have so many. They, again, the reason why Sakazuki is just so strong is they get to activate the leader ability, which is card cycling, and then yeah, they have cards like Great Eruption that let them draw a card for free. They don't lose anything. There's no penalty for it. And yeah, luckily though, they just didn't have kind of any other stuff. We were able to outpace them. Again, against Sakazuki, it's still the same strategy. It's just a little bit harder now, where I feel like we can beat them as long if you get that one turn where they can't remove both of your characters, then you have a shot. Just because again, the way our deck and stuff and set up. And obviously got some help there though too, getting the boys back to back, and we got our ideal, I feel like, setup for this build. Being able to drop Ain into the boys is pretty much as good as it gets, because you get to kind of get two characters and maximize the Don, and especially guarantees you going into Kid, and then having the one Gordon as well. That's like the perfect kind of setup, like opening setup, at least that I look for, if you're able to get any of that. But yeah. Obviously, things just went our way, but again, Sakazuki's just super, super annoying to play. And I also, too, made the read because they were playing for this, but try to keep look at what's in their trash and everything, though, because when they play Moria, it's 4 and then one other one. So obviously, at the time, their options were limited, which was great for us, because a lot of the times they can chain this, and if they have other stuff, like if the reason why you have to bottom deck Rob Lucci is for that, so they can't drop like any other like shenanigans to be able to get any of their like 2 costs, like if they have like any of like Suru here -2, and then being able to drop Rob Lucci, or like being able to drop Rebecca and chain out even more characters. It's just it's very, very tough to play against, but yeah, fortunately we got to deal with this for another 3 months. But it is what it is. At least for us, at least, we continue to get better, and we know this is Sakazuki's like final gambit. This is as good as their deck gets. So if you're able to beat Sakazuki, definitely feel good about yourself, because again, right now we're not at a full strength yet till we get to EB01 and OP07. So this will be later on our year, but again, I was hoping not to have to reverse them as much, just because like everybody plays this deck. The play rates on this deck is nuts. I was looking forward to a little bit of change playing some of the other decks and everything, but we'll see how it goes. You know, you never know. Maybe people knowing it's getting bad will move off in it, but yeah, we'll see. Again, though, we got the W against them, and let's keep on rolling. Alrighty, and just like that, we got another Sakazuki. Well, so I shouldn't have said anything about playing this deck so much, but we'll see. See if how this goes. Again, we got, I feel like, a solid setup. We got Beppo and the boys, but I don't know. I could make the. Let me not be too aggressive though. If we drop Wayna and then do Saga into the boys in the next turn. Because that way I can then use Saga if they is still on the board to go kind of crazy. Actually, you know what? Let's make it. Let's make that play. Let's try it. Oh, I grab Ain. Okay, well, maybe now I don't. Okay, because I can go Ain into the boys, which is pretty solid. Sure, we'll take this. They have 2, so they're dropping brand new. Alright. But, I mean, we have pretty decent little setup here. Tashigi search. Yeah, this is why it's crazy that they gave they were like, Sakazuki has this 2-cost search that lets them set up recycling cards from the trash. So now let's give them a 1-cost search. Nuts. But luckily though, they only can play that, so we can scoop this guy right here, which is something I enjoy. So let us, well, I guess I'll just swing 5-on-5. But unfortunately, with hitting my search, we're hitting the search there. I definitely notice that we bottom decked Kid, so we don't get our like 10 out of 10 kind of opening setup. So they block that, which is fine. Let's throw down the Ain, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3. The reason why I love being able to get rid of the brand new search there is because of Hound Blaze and making sure they can't attack us twice. So that's why I think it's pretty big to be able to get rid of that guy. Because normally if they drop like a Hound Blaze and stuff on you, they'll put it on brand new, and then they'll attack with leader for however much, and then they'll attack again. So they're attacking there. Trying to think who I should sack here. Everybody's kind of good. Because we'll get rid of Beppo, just because I have the boys again, and I'm going to be at 6 and can bring them in. And like Beppo, okay, cool. Like, only have the Rob, only can get rid of 1, which is, I mean, they'll get rid of the search as well, but it is what it is. That means Saga is becoming the 2K counter. So I could make the Zoro play here. Ooh, or, okay, I'm at 6 or at 5. Dang it. We'll have to wait 1 turn for being able to drop Array. So I think, yeah, make the Zoro play for 3. That leaves me with 3. So I do... Alright, let's try to exhaust some resources here. We'll do 6. I'll drop Gordon to get this man out of here. And then I'll launch a 5 at him. Alright, so they do that. I'll attack 5 on 5. Alright, get him to take 1 there. So throw down the Gordon onto there, and then we're going to drop Zoro here. We'll rush, attack them again, 6 on 5. Alright, get rid of another 2K, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Do that, bring in the boys there. Okay. So now, since we're at 5, they're at 7, we can play Ray next turn. So Saga can be a 2K counter if they attack. Pretty much I gotta play some defense here to hope they can't get rid of 2. Because depending on what they have, they could minus this down and minus Zoro down. Because Zoro, again, is only at 3, which is problematic. And why, if you can, try to save Zoro for the end game. But obviously, options limited. And I don't want to drop this and waste the 2,000. Just in case, depending on what else they bring in later. And if we need to put something else in range since I don't have Gordon. So... yeah, we will see, though. It just kind of depends. Luckily, we got them to 5. All right, there's the Rebecca, which is fine by me. I'm fine with that. They're grabbing Virgo. And then the Suru -2. So they got some shenanigans like Hound Blaze, maybe. Or the Murakumo. Okay, yeah, Hound Blaze onto them. Oh, okay, they forgot to do the... forgot to give themselves the 3K. So, block that. And then the Tashigi Search. Okay. I mean, this is kind of fine. So, Borsellino blocker. Because we can pick apart everything on their field here. And we draw that. Okay, cool. So, I'll throw that down. We get 2 more. How do we want to go about this then? Because I can attack... probably should attack this. And then... I don't know if I can... if I could get rid of everything, that would be fantastic. Alright, let me just attack this. Get it out of here. I want to take everything from them. Alright, we know they have the Virgo. So we'll attack them 6 on 5. I'm trying to get them to sack Rebecca here. So I can then scoop Tashigi. Because we know they have Virgo and then a Borsellino is the other card. But if they don't sack Rebecca here, okay, cool. So I'm fine with this because we put them in hand starve mode, which I think is very strong. And yeah, we'll just bring in the Uta blocker. So we know they have Borsellino and something else. And we have Otama for some 2K defense here. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do here. Alright, so they're attacking for 6. We're fine with that because, again, we got the 2K, so we can block that. That means they're at 8. Okay, they're dropping 7 cost Borsellino. Okay, and Tashigi. Alright. Well, pay attention to what they grab. Another Borsellino. So we know that they have 2 of these. 2 Borselinos. They trash the Borsellino. Okay, for something else. Alright, so what do I want to do here? I think we just attack them for a bunch. Because I could do a 5 and then 3 7s. And then just scoop this, bring this in. Alright, let's do that, I guess. So we'll attack 5 on 5 first. See if we can bait them into taking a hit for a card. And then kind of go from there. Alright, we do. Nice. Okay, so now we do just a bunch of 7s here. Alright, attack them again. 7 on 5. Alright, they block that. We know they have 1 Borsellino, so they probably have to take this hit. Okay, so that's good. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of this to limit their options. Bring in Ray. Get 2 more cards there. Alright. So obviously we're going to attack here. Probably hit us. We know they have Borsellino blocker. So if they do that, that's 4. That limits their options of other stuff, though. So they kind of have to. If they don't bring out a blocker here, again, we have a bunch to be able to kind of counter out. So unfortunately, though, we have 2. I can't block this 7. So 7 on 5. Yeah, that's fine. And then they'll attack with this. And yeah, I can't do anything there. But we'll see. So they're leaving 4 up. I mean, if they only have 1 blocker, we're still okay. So Borsellino. Okay, both Borsellinos. Alright, so how do we want to do this? Because they only have 2 cards. I have 3 attack. Oh. Okay, alright, they quit. So, well, it would have worked out for us regardless. Alright. Again, yeah, another one against Sakazuki. We're, yeah, working out on the right side of things to start things off here with a old Hollywood loss. We'll take that. Again, just able to outpace them, and they're just outpace their removal. That's pretty much the same game plan that's always been against Sakazuki, and same as just in the first matchup. It's just harder now because they just have, again, they have 2 searches to let them find the stuff they need. Obviously, the misplay out of them, not giving their leader for Hound Blaze, but I think we still would have been okay. Is that their interesting build? I feel like them running this and the 8 cost, like the 7 and 8, but I guess they want to make sure they have sort of like a big option. But yeah, we'll take that. A win against Sakazuki is always cool against the top deck, so let's keep on moving. We start off kind of hot. Alrighty, we got a game against the other removal deck. This one is a bit tougher because they hit the Sentry off the rip, and that means they can summon one of these guys immediately next turn, which is a little stinky, but we'll see what we can do here. Okay, I want to probably grab Ain, which is helpful there. I kind of want to save this to, I don't know. No, we'll save it. I have a max for right now, so let's just save it just in case for the 2K. Because again, their attack has 6 here, and then with the 2, they're gonna be able to summon. They're gonna summon Perona. Oh, never mind. Did not expect that play at all. All right. So they play Tashigi, which is interesting. So they can give... Alright, they don't have Absalom unless they have it in their hand. That's the only thing I could think of, honestly. So what should we do? I think I'm just going to stick to our game plan, I guess. Alright, so we get a hit there. Drop Ain, get rid of Sindri, bring in the boys. So we'll do that. 1, 2, 3. If they have Absalom, they have Absalom, but I'd rather them bring in Absalom than so we can bottom deck it. So we'll see how it goes. Cause yeah, they're rest this so they get rid of something. If they do have Absalom, though, is the thing. Because again, for their ability, they have to put 1 Don on and then rest 2. But the only thing that stinks is they can attack for, yeah, what they're doing here. Like high leader attacks. And it's a bit annoying to deal with. I'll take this one and then we'll have to start playing some defense, I think. but alright, now they're doing Perona. So select a card to trash. I guess I'll get rid of because yeah, Perona stinks because okay, actually perfect there. Alright, so now they have the Absalom in there, which is annoying, but again, it is what it is. I need to get rid of this. We have to drop Kid. We'll get rid of this, so it at least takes away that, but then we'll just have to deal with some extra attacking, so we'll have to trade in and out. So let's just launch some 5s off the rip here on them. So yeah, Absalom is the card that is a bit stinky. It's kind of like their game plan is to recycle Absalom like repeatedly. So we will do Max, and then yeah, I have to get rid of this. This can't stay around without. Bring in the boys again, so we can get back to having high Don, and then we'll swing 6 on 5. All right, so we get them down to 2, which is actually pretty big. This matching the 2v2 is nice. But we'll see. They're going to be at 7. We know 3 of their Don are committed to. So I may, since we have Ray, and I'm at. Dang, no, we're going to be just one. We're going to be 1 up to be able to drop Ray. Well, I mean, Absalom's 5k, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're good. I can drop him and still get rid of Absalom. All right, never mind. Everything is chilling. So I could use this potentially. I need to block out of 1 of either this or this. But we got rid of their ability to -2 cost remove with the Tashigi. So I know this is like their main play, but they need to have, if they don't have another way to cost remove someone down, then we might be chilling. Again, it's sort of the similar against Sakazuki. Playing them is a little bit different, where need them to not have a cost remove type deal. So we'll see what they do here. Okay, so if they attack, okay, never mind, there's a Hina. Alright, so they're gonna get rid of this. Attack for 7 on something, and then they have another for him for 7. Man, that's kind of annoying. So yeah, Absalom. So they can get rid of Kid. Alright, and then they're attack one of these for 7. Or no, not for 7, for, yeah, for 7. Oh no, they're attacking me for 7? Interesting, because I can get rid of this. I guess I'll just block it to be safe. So let's do that and that. And then, yeah, well, I'm fine with losing 1 because I'm going to lose 1 anyways. So we get Gordon, which is good. And I get this. So I could get rid of 2 characters here, which is kind of large, I think. And then we also have Ray. So I can bring in Ray to get, to grab stuff. So let's deploy this onto our man's here. So get him down. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that. Bring in Ray. Get 2 more cards. So we get another Gordon. So I could drop this down and pop it. And then that way they only attack with 2 characters. Then we just kind of have to go a little bit crazy there. Or, because I'm at 5, I could drop another Ray and get 2 more characters. No, I think it's better to try to go for that, because then we have Ray for the next turn, and I have a Gordon for whatever, so let's just do that. Attack 5 on 2. Just get that out of here. Then we'll put 1 on. We'll attack them 6 on 5. So at least get them to burn a 2k, or get them to take something. Alright, and then now here I feel like they like have to. Okay, that's actually pretty good for us, because they don't have another Absalom in the trash, so we bottom decked it. So fingers crossed here, but we'll see. They could play the 8 cost Moria, but if they do that, they only have Rebecca blocker. So, but I mean, they have 7 cards in hand, which is the problem, because I can't really block the 2 hits here, so I need to save Ray to get some more cards for next turn, potentially, depending on what they do. But the good news is, if they drop the 8 cost Moria, that means they can't use leader ability. So, alright, they're just dropping Rebecca. So Rebecca into, I'm assuming they have to have like another Absalom or something, because they're gonna drop this, bring out, is that 3 cost? Do they have another? Yeah, Hina. So they're gonna bring in Hina to drop one of these down, and kind of go from there. As that way they can, I assume, pop. They have 5, so if they have a Robert for 4, or like pretty much anything. If they have Absalom, then they can attack for 6, and then bring him in for 2, and then they have another 2. So I could lose 3 characters here, which is not ideal. That'd be the worst outcome. But I don't know. We will see. That's why I don't. Moria is kind of tough when they're able to hit stuff like that. Because yeah, I saw Hina, knew that was coming. Probably put it on one of these. Yeah. And then they're attacking at 5 on 5. I feel like so I'm going to be at 7. If I keep this up, we at least have a small chance. So let's just do that. I think I have to go for it, unfortunately. Because I'm going to be at 7, minus this down, and then we'll just have to hope they can't counter. Okay, they drop Sabo. I mean, it's a little bit better. So they have Absalom, 5 on 5. Okay, so we got to take that. Okay, so I get Kid. I can get rid of this guy. How do I go about this? They have 5 cards in hand. I have Sabo. Or do I just get rid of... I could attack for like a... Attack for 8. Nah. So if I attack for 8, they'd get... they'd just block with this, I think. And then... Well, either way, I have to lose some stuff here. So I could attack for 7, and then drop Gordon to get rid of this, and then we still have 4. Then kind of got to go for the game, though, which, I mean, let's just see. Let's just see what happens. We'll attack for... If they block out for up here, then it's a bit of a problem. Okay, so they do that. Okay. Well, now, if I put 1 on an attack, try to get them to sack something. But I mean, they only have 3 cards in hand. They're not going to get anything back from here. So I could do a 7 again, and then a 6. Because if they sack this, then I can get rid of this. Alright, I think that's a play. Let's do 7 on 5 again. Because then I can play Gordon, and then we can do a 5, and then a 7. Okay. So we'll do drop Gordon down onto that. Then use our ability here. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that. We're not going to bring anything in. Okay, cool. It worked. So able to kind of finesse around there for the end game. And yeah, just kind of had to hope. But I don't know. Luckily, I knew, I don't know, based on, figured they had this, but wasn't for sure since they didn't play it. They went defense. And we kind of had to go for things because, again, the reason why it's tough to play against because they can summon from their trash, and they have Rebecca who can also summons from their trash, basically. They have so many cards that recycle from trash, and it's super efficient when it hits. But luckily, we got made the workaround there to not have to worry about the cost removal. Again, I don't think it's kind of tough. It's like easy to say what cards you like have to remove, but you kind of have to go, I feel like, turn by turn. Again, the number 1 card you have to bottom deck is Absalom, because their game plan is get this guy in the trash and then repeatedly use their ability with like cost reduction, like Great Eruption and stuff like that. And then for, again, they get to then attack for 6k, and then for the 2 Dawn, they get to bring this guy back from their trash repeatedly. So you have to bottom deck Absalom when you're playing Moria, or else you're going to be in trouble. Then obviously, we know the other reads. You want to bottom deck Rob, because we have to watch out for the Rebecca to Robert chain combo as well, because they can play Rebecca, get Rob back from the trash. So those are the top two you have to bottom deck. And then besides that, I don't know. It's a removal deck. Again, it's sort of the same thing. I feel like if you get a turn similar to Sakazuki where they can't remove stuff on your field, then you can beat them. But if you can't, you're probably not gonna win. And that's when I lose to Moria, that's pretty much when they're able to go sort of battle of attrition mode. And luckily, definitely risky move out of me of sacking this Ray to keep a little bit board pressure, but I was just kind of hoping that they didn't have another kind of combo or anything to do. But yeah, luckily things worked out for us, because getting them down low in life to make it so you kind of need to get them down low in life. Ideally, again, by like turn 5, if you get them down to 0 like we did right there, then you're looking great. But if you can get them pretty low, you just want to make it so them dropping the 8-cost Moria is detrimental. So make it so if they drop this card, then if they can't cost remove, because if they cost remove something and they're low on life, if you still have, like, again, 2 characters on the board, we're going to have enough done. If they don't have any blockers and you're attacking them directly, obviously, you can just go for a game. You got to put them into that spot where if they try to cost remove your stuff, they'll lose, and then they have to play blockers out. But the problem is, why it's super strong, is if you don't have removal for the blockers, especially if they drop like a Borsellino and a Sabo, like if instead of Rebecca, if they would have dropped Borsellino and that Sabo, we would have been it would have been a little bit tougher, because I guess it kind of would have been the same thing. Never mind, because they would have had to block anyways, and they can just remove the other one. So, but if you don't have the removal to be able to make the play I did, that's where it gets kind of scary. And luckily things worked out for us. Got a little bit of Yugi Moto Heart of the Cards there. But yeah, I feel like matchup we're gonna see a bunch, and especially, well, I don't know. I thought I was hoping with Sakazuki sticking around. I don't know if we'll see this too much, because I don't know if people, like, again, the majority of people already play Sakazuki, so I don't know how many. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see when the data and stuff starts coming out and everything with like that. But again, the cost removal decks in this one with Hollywood Law, we come out on the right side. Hot start to everything for us, and yeah, we'll kind of take that. But yeah, it's definitely something you got to get used to. And why it's tough is, again, they're gonna be attacking like 6k and bringing it, like, that's why it's annoying, because luckily with Perona, like how they hit us with the Perona is when they bring out Perona, you then have to lose a card, and then it puts you at a spot where if you then sack another card, you lose 2 cards in our hand. And for us, that is not great, because again, we play so aggressive already with putting two cards like in our hand per turn going out. So then potentially have to lose 2 for defense. Again, they're attacking 6, and off the Perona ability, it just kind of sucks. And that's where it's also tough, because the other ways I kind of, when I run in and play this guy Moria, and when I like lose, is when they're able to just attack for a bunch, because with their ability they only have to rest 2. So depending on the like down curve and stuff, like say they go in first, they attack for 8. So basically their first turn they attack for 6, and then the second turn they can attack for 8, and then still get 2 characters out on the board. And that's where it gets really, really tough, because we aren't built to be able to block that kind of stuff. And that's where I run into issues if I don't get the defense, and especially depending on what they get off the Sindri drop, the turn 1. That's kind of, definitely pay attention to that. If they drop Sindri turn 1, look what's in the trash, because then you can expect to know what's coming, especially if you get Absalom or like Perona. Just know that it's coming, and just do your best to play around that or get yourself set up, because again, if you bottom deck Absalom, you at least have a shot. because it then requires them to get multiple, and if you're able to bottom deck the first time, then they have to draw another one. But obviously, again, they're able to kind of cycle so many cards in the trash, so they have a decent chance of getting another one. But if you're able to play kind of fast enough to make it so, again, them going to the cost removal, you just got to put them in that crossroads of playing defensive / like cost removing, and you can get them. But it is, I don't know, it is tough to do, especially again with whenever I lose to them is normally if they're attacking for a bunch. Again, they're turn 2 attack for 6k, turn 3 they're attacking for 8k, and if they're able to get the board control out, like 2 characters out, that's what puts us in a situation where you kind of have to get Ray to be able to keep up. That's what where it gets tough, because again, they're attacking for so much. We're going to take that, and then we need to kind of keep up with the removal on deck and on the field, and it just kind of, you can definitely get burnt out if you don't get Ray playing against them, just with how aggressive they're able to play, and that's what makes it kind of tough. But yeah, enough little end yapping. So again, I wanted to do Hollywood Law because it's my favorite, and depending on when this comes out, hopefully everything is like updated, and then we'll see what we can do and actually test the sort of the limits here of Hollywood Law and the other variants, because definitely gonna keep coming up with a bunch of different stuff and everything, because again, I love Law with the variety. I want to make a budget deck, stuff like that, and yeah, we'll go from there. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.